Welcome everybody, Doug Schakel here. I want to thank our YouTube viewers and subscribers for reaching out to us by way of email. Had a lot of really good comments and as I said, the feedback, but also requests, and actually it's those requests that have led to today's topic, which it's a supplement to our triangle zone offense series. What we're going to talk about today is what we call no true post shuffle continuity. And it came about with comments like this. Coaches would say, boy, we really like the triangle offense, but coach, we're undersized. In fact, we don't even have a true post player, or maybe we have one. And so, Coach Schakel, what would you do in this situation? So I think today's video may be a nice answer to your situation if you find yourself without that true post player or only one post player. So you need to understand, again, this is a supplemental video. We're not going to spend a lot of time on the triangle side, in fact, almost no time on the triangle side options as far as the offense is concerned, because that's been covered in pretty good detail, I think, in, again, our other two videos, triangle zone offense and triangle zone offense versus man-to-man defense. Anyway, where this came about, though, is that a long time ago when I was a high school coach, I had a bunch of kids of equal height. Now, I did have one player that was taller, that was a true post player. I say true post player, but he had the ability to go outside and shoot jump shots. This is way before the three-point arc time, but nonetheless, this one kid was about 6'6". This is a high school, small high school, about 240 kids. But we were able to utilize those kids in all 5 positions of the offense. So this was at Crowley County High School. We ran this offense for 3 years. It culminated in a state champion, undefeated state championship team for us. So it combines the triangle with the shuffle offense. Let me show you right here. I was introduced to the shuffle offense 50 years ago by way of this book right here, which was written by Joel Eves, who was the head coach at the University of Auburn. But Bruce Drake is the guy who was at Oklahoma State, and of course Tex Winter is the triangle godfather, if you will. And those two guys both devised their offenses in the late 1940s into the early 1950s. And the cool thing about that is I found is that really good offenses stand the test of time. It doesn't matter how long ago they were invented or whatever it is. If they've been good, they'll always be good, and that's been the case with both of these. Now, I might mention that Dean Smith, a legendary coach at the University of North Carolina, used shuffle elements when he was at North Carolina. He picked up his ideas in the shuffle from a guy named Bob Spear, who was the head basketball coach at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. Dean Smith was his young assistant, and at the academy they have height restrictions. You can't fit tall people into jet airplanes apparently, and so he needed to find a way to be competitive in a Division I setting with an undersized team. And so again, Dean Smith took a lot of those ideas with him to North Carolina and used them very successfully, of course, there. It's a very versatile offense, and it teaches your kids to be versatile because they're going to learn all 5 positions on the floor. And the nice thing about this is it doesn't burden one kid with being the post player. Maybe you don't have any post players and your tallest kid is 5'10" and 180, and by default he ends up being the post player. In this case, what happens is each player is going to play on the perimeter 80% of the time. 20% of the time he'll be in the post, so he kind of be a temporary post, if you will. And what we find, the low post position at that time, is that that kid's more of a facilitator. He's looking to pass to cutters or make passes to to open shooters on the opposite side of the floor. But I will tell you this: you're going to get surprised. You'll find 1 or 2 kids that maybe they're undersized, but even against taller players, they through their own ingenuity, or cleverness, if it will, or their quickness, will find ways to score against taller players. So don't be surprised by that. We still want the ball to go inside the defense. We think you have to attack the defense, try to get people in foul trouble, get closer shots, and you do that either by passing it inside or, of course, driving it inside. I want to note that you're going to spend more teaching time with this offense than you would with the original triangle zone offense that we put out, that video. But you're going to spend more teaching time with with this shuffle continuity, and that means more learning time. And so I don't really probably recommend this to youth teams. I mean, the exception might be if you've got some just really talented kids, they really understand the game of basketball, and you think that they can handle this. So it's going to be your call, but by and large, I'm going to say for the average youth team, this is not the direction that you want to go. I'm going to use an approach, I guess we call it the whole part, whole approach. I'm going to go on the floor here in a moment. We're going to show you, I'm going to call it the finished product. These kids, I will have spent about 12-15 minutes showing them how to rotate from one position to another. And then I'm going to have them go through about 6 rotations. And what I want you to do when we switch to the floor here in just a moment is I want you to initially watch just the team as a whole, so you kind of get the feel of the team flow, the team motion in the shuffle, if you will. Then back it up and just watch one player as he works his way from one position to another. When we finish with that, we're going to come back here and I'm going to go on a whiteboard and we're going to break down in parts. Now we're going to, whole part, whole. Now we're going to do the part, if you will, in a whiteboard session, and I'll kind of get into some of the execution and timing and that kind of stuff. And then we're going to take it back on the floor, and what I'm going to do in that session is, as I said, we're going to watch 6 rotations. Well, I had to spend 12 or 15 minutes before they could do those 6 rotations for you. So on my last trip back out on the floor, I'm going to show you how I implemented the offense. These are kids that, it's a mixture of players. I got some intramural players from Johnson County Community College. I've got 2 or 3 former players in here. They've never seen the offense before. This group's never played together before. And it'll give you an idea of what goes into, at least initially, in implementing the actual implementation of the offense. So without further delay, let's go to the floor and let's watch those 6 rotations. Rotations down now. Let's start to move the ball just a teeny bit faster. Come away to this wing right over here. Move the ball just a little bit faster now. Go ahead and relay a little bit faster. Good. Look. Swinging the ball, reversing the ball. Starting to pick this up. So for a group that 5 minutes ago didn't know how to run this offense, they've begun to pick up what we're doing pretty well. Keep moving the ball quickly. Good. That's it. Well done. And stop. All right, now that you've had a chance to see basically what the offense looks like, and as a 5-player movement, also had a chance to follow one player through if you ran it back and did as I suggested earlier, to follow one player from spot to spot. We're going to do these things on a whiteboard right now. We're going to talk about the position names. We're going to talk about a mathematical progression on how to teach this and make it a little bit easier for the kids to learn. We'll talk about position requirements and timing. That includes a 4+1 setup where you have one post player that you'd like to keep in all the time and create a 4-man shuffle action. And then we'll talk about a couple of entries on how to get into the offense. After we do that, we'll go back to the floor and we'll show you how I first taught this offense to players that have never seen it before. So let's take a look at our formation right now. As you can see, very familiar formation if you have followed us at all in the triangle zone offense. This is the exact position you would find our players in when we are in the triangle zone offense, but we've got a little bit different stuff going on here as far as position requirements and names and so on. So let me get to the names right now. All right, the number 1 position right here is our point. Now that's the point position. It's not the point guard, because this kid's going to end up playing 2, 3, 4, and 5 as he rotates through all the positions. So this is the point area. I may refer to it as point guard when we're going through here, but it's the point position. Number 2 over here we call the isolated wing, or ISO wing. And it's pretty easy to see why we give it that name, because that guy's over there all by himself. And then number 3 right over here we call the triangle wing. And again, easy to see that. We've got our triangle formed right over here. So anytime a wingman is supported by a guy down here in the corner and a post player on that side, you got a triangle, his name is the triangle wing. All right, now we've given them numbers, but those numbers are going to change. So 1 is not going to remain a 1. 1 will become a 2, then it'll become a 3, and a 4, and a 5, and 5 will become 1 in that progression. I'll talk about that here in just a moment. The next position we have is the corner. Sometime I might refer to it as corner guard, but really it should just be the corner. The number 5 position is going to be our post. And so you see the 5 spots that we've got right here. This can be set up on, and will be set up on either side of the floor. And again, as always, you've got all the things you could do in the triangle over here. You can do the post splits, the delayed post splits, the spread cuts, the penetrating dribble, the skip pass, the return pass, and any of the other options you'll find in our previous videos on triangle zone offense. But again, we're not going to get into that part of it right now. We're going to get into the 5-man movement that enables us to change sides of the floor, right? And so here's how it goes. Here are the different position requirements and the timing, all right? When we enter on offense, we will get the ball to a wing, and there's 2 different ways we're going to do that. I will get to that at the end, but right now let's just suffice it to say that we have gotten into this position. We could be on that side of the floor and have the triangle set up over there, and the ball would be in this wing. And if that was the case, this wouldn't be an isolated wing. This would be a triangle wing, all right? But so the ball's it is going to get to the wing. All right, so now that we've got the ball in this position with number 3 right here, we're going to take a look at the continuity for the 5-man shuffle that we use to get the ball to the other side of the floor, and to take a look at where the attack areas are going to be at any time while we're going through this shuffle. So the first thing that's going to happen is number 3 is going to pass to number 1. So the ball moves to here, and 3 is going to creep to a position about right there. And the reason that 3 creeps, 3 is going to eventually run high or low over 5 and make a cut to there. But the reason that 3 kind of creeps into here is that if, let's say, 5 has a defender on the high, this red post defender on the high side of 5, 1 sees that and says, hey, I got a baby lob right there. 1 can go get that and score that. All right, so we don't want 3 to make this high-low cut too soon, because we may have the possibility of getting the ball to number 5 right here. Okay, now the next thing that's going to happen is we make a pass from 1 to 2. Okay, now 3 things are going to happen right here. 1, on that pass, 1 is going to go to the opposite wing. 1 passed, goes to the opposite wing. On that pass, 4 comes to the edge of the lane right here, about by the block right there. Now 4 could, especially against zones, could go down way behind the zone. I like this because you get the defense will deepen a little bit, and then they can't find that kid. They have to head turn, and they can't follow all the other action that's going on there. So sometimes they lose track of 4, or while looking for 4, they lose track of somebody else. So this is a nice position, but by and large, that's a change-up type of thing. Not going to tell you we're going to go there all the time, although you could. All right. And then the third thing that's going to happen on a pass from 1 to 2 is that 3 is going to pick a high or a low route. We're going to look for number 3 as a possibility of a pass there. Can't tell you it's going to happen very often, but we're going to look. And then 3 is going to come in and hit this area right here. And as 3 hits the edge of the lane, and we would look for 3 there as well, all right? As 3 hits the edge of the lane right there, that triggers 4 to begin a flash movement that's going to take 4 right up into the mid-post area, all right? Now, 3 hits that line and continues to exit this area, and is going to go and stop momentarily on the short corner, all right? And so we could have a quick pass to 3, and here's 4 in the center lane. All of a sudden 3 finds 4, and we got a pretty good situation right there, all right? So again, when 3 hits the edge of the lane right here, that cues number 4 to come up to a mid-post area. And we like to go to the mid-post area with this, especially with undersized kids, because we want to pull that inside defender just a little bit higher away, make them feel just a teeny bit less comfortable in guarding, just a little bit further from the basket. All right, now, when 4 on that pass to 2, when 4 hits this line on the flash, hits that line and comes right to that triggers 5 to flash up into this spot right into here. So again, we had these situations, backing it up here real quick, All right, so the ball came here, 2 had the option of hitting 3. had the option of hitting 3 there. Could have the option of hitting 3 on the short corner. As 3 hits the edge of the lane, 4 flashes to mid-post. 3, of course, when it hits the lane, doesn't stop, just continues on the short corner. And if nothing happens there, it continues on out, to the corner position. Again, as 4 flashes and hits that line, 5 is coming up here to the top of the circle to the point area. Well, I mentioned a mathematical progression. A moment ago, number 1 was up here and went over here. Okay, number 1 was up here and went over here. To become mathematical progression, 1 becomes a 2. All right. Number 2 didn't go anywhere, but because we established a triangle on this side, his role changed from 2 to 3 to the triangle wing right there. All right. 3 came from this wing over to this corner. Well, the corner over here was 4, so 3 becomes the new 4, becomes the new corner person. All right. And then we've got, see what else have we got right here? Got the 5. The 5 player is going to be here now. 4 came there. Mathematical progression says it becomes the 5, and 5 came up to here and becomes the 1. All right, so we've changed everybody over. Everybody has a new number now, or a new name. Point, triangle wing, corner, post, an isolated wing right there. All right, so nothing happens right there. We're going to send the ball back to here. Okay, and on that, 3 creeps to that position. Now I want to mention something else that happens here. I mentioned that if we've got a situation where 1 could throw a pass to 5 right there, we would take advantage of that. Now another thing that we do, I said I wasn't going to do anything really with the triangle side of it, but one of the things that we do is we can throw a return pass to 4, 5 releases and gets a pretty easy, so there's a long pass from 1 to 4 and 4 into 5 in that spot right in there, and you can get some pretty good stuff. So again, you'll get the defense starting to shift back and forth in anticipation of us changing sides, and then we don't change sides. We come back, we make a return pass and come back to the side that where we just were. All right, so again, 3 pass the ball to 1 and creeps up into here. Get rid of that defender right now. Creeps up into there. We're looking for 5 down low. Nothing happens there. The pass comes over here to number 2. All right, 2's got the ball. On that pass, these 3 things happen. On that pass, 1 goes away to the opposite side. On that pass, 3 chooses to take a high or low route over number 5. Okay, cutting over into here. And also on that pass, 4 comes to the block right there. All right, now, as 3 hits this edge of the lane, that is 4's cue for 4's timing to start a flash toward the mid-post area. 3 will exit to short corner for a short stay. 4 now is going to continue that cut up on into there, and as 4 hits this lane line, that triggers 5 to come up into this area. And then after a pause, 3 will come on into the corner right here. All right, so again, we have changed sides of the floor, as you saw in the when we did those 6 rotations on that previous video right there. And of course, mathematical progression. 1 had been up here and went away. The mathematical progression is 1 becomes a 2, okay, and 2 is a triangle wing, so 2 becomes a 3 right there. All right. 3 is in the corner, but the corner person is a 4, so 3 became a 4. Okay, the 4, came from this corner, flashed up in here, becomes the new 5, and the 5 came up into the point position, becomes the new 1. So you can see once again we've had that mathematical progression. All right, now let's go through it just a little bit quicker here right now. All right, so the ball is going to go here. We're looking inside. 3 creeps on that thing. We pass there. Go away. High, low, excuse me, and also on that pass to there, Okay, also in that pass there, 4 comes to the edge of the lane. So those 3 things happen. 1 goes away, 3 starts a cut, 4 comes to the edge of the lane right there. When 3 hits the edge of the lane, that triggers 4 to start a cut toward the mid-post area. 3 exits and pauses at the short corner for a possibility. If not, continues on to here. 4 continues on, and when 4 hits this lane line, that's 5's cue to come up into this position. Well, let's take a look at what's happened here. The 1 went away, 1 becomes the new 2, all right? And the 2 didn't go anywhere, but because we created a triangle on this side, changes roles and becomes the 3. The 3 went into the corner over here. Well, corner person is a 4, and the 4 came up into that spot, okay, which is now the 5 spot. The 5 man came up here, and the mathematical progression says that now 5 becomes the 1. So again, quickly, we go pass, look inside, creep. Pass there, 3 things. 1 goes away, 2 starts to cut, 4 comes to the edge of the lane. When 3 hits right there, that cues 4 to start the cut. 3 exits to short corner, pauses there for a moment. When 4 touches the line to get the mid post, 3 is going to continue on out here to the corner. And when 4 hits that line, 5 comes up here. And again, you can see we're set up on that side. And I'm not going to, I'll do it one more time. Okay, so 2 becomes a 3. Mathematical 3 is not in the corner. It's a 4 is our corner man. 4 becomes the new 5. 1 becomes the new isolated wing 2. And 5 becomes the new 1. So again, one more time through. Here we go. Pass, look inside, we're creeping. Pass, 3 things. 1 goes away, 3 starts the cut, 4 comes to the edge of the lane. 3 touches the edge of the lane, 4 starts cut. 3 vacate, continues on, vacates, doesn't stay in there, just cuts through there. All right. 4 comes on into here, hits that line. That's going to probably trigger 3 to empty out into this position right here. When 4 hits that line, 5's coming up in here. And again, we would change the number, so that gives you an idea of the continuity. We've always got the throwback opportunities, and at any time during this, okay, at any time during this, we can hit the 4, and again, we could run our post splits, our delayed splits, our spread cuts. The post, could just have a scoring opportunity, for himself. Now, I do want to show you here real quick what happens if you have if you've got a situation where you've got a single post player that you want to keep inside. Okay, so let me set these guys back. Where I want them to be, lost my 4, sorry about that. All right, so I'm going to show you very quickly now the 4-man rotation that we're looking at right here. So again, this kid is just going to go mid-post to mid-post. That's all he's going to do. And here's how it works. 1 passes to 2. Again, we'd be looking in there. 3 starts the creep. Pass goes to there. 1 goes away. On that pass, 3 starts the cut. 4 comes to the edge of the lane. All right. When 3 hits the edge of the lane right there, now we have a new cue. That triggers a cue for the post to come on across. 3 would exit to short corner. Post is coming across right there, and when post touches the edge of that line right there, and this kid may have been creeping a little bit before that, he'll come up into that position right into there. All right, so we've had a 4-man rotation. It'll be a mathematical progression. 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, 3 becomes 4, 4 becomes 1. The 5-man, or the post in this situation that we've got right here, is not involved in that rotation at all. I'll show you again one more time. Ball goes there, starts to creep. We're looking inside for that post. Nothing there. Ball goes there. Passer goes away. This kid cuts. That kid comes to the edge of the lane. All right. This kid continues to cut, touches the edge of the lane, cues the post player to start his cut. 2 is going to go on in to the, and it wouldn't be a 2, that would be a 3, but I haven't switched the numbers over. Okay. So this kid comes into the corner. The post continues the cut across to mid-post, touches that line, and that cues what really would have been the 4. It's numbered 3, but it really would have been the 4. and you can see we're set up in our overload again. Anytime you can go into the post and run those options. All right, so hope that gives you a good idea. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the floor, and of course you saw the 6 rotations here a moment ago, but I had to teach those kids how to get to those spots. So I filmed that portion. All right, so we're going to go back now to the part where I taught those kids how to be able to perform those 6 rotations. So let's go back to the floor. Oh, well, here we are at the gym at Johnson County Community College. It's probably the most exciting YouTube filming we've ever had since we spent the last hour in a tornado shelter here in Kansas City area. But we're ready to show you now the shuffle continuity, the 5-man continuity we talked about on the whiteboard earlier. And so, guys, I'm just going to put you in different positions. Emily, go up to the top of the circle, it'll be the point. Let's put Brooke, if you go to the far wing over there. Ben, if you'll come to this wing right here. Sandra, if you go into the mid-post area between those 2 hash marks right there. Randall will put you down here in the corner. All right, now, for those of you who have followed our triangle zone offense series, this is a very familiar formation we said before, because we've got a triangle set up on this side and we have an isolated wing on the other. Now, again, we're going to go through a mathematical progression as I teach these players. They've never seen this offense before. It's all brand new to them, so they'll be learning with you coaches, as we go along here. All right, so let's start the ball over here with Ben. When we come down the floor, we're usually in a secondary fast break or secondary break situation. We would end up in this formation. You can, of course, if you didn't fast break, you could start with 2 post players. The point guard could pass to a wing, go into the corner, and the opposite post could come up, just like we do in the regular triangle zone offense. But then, from that point on, things change dramatically. Now, I mentioned that we're going to be in what I call a mathematical progression. The top position we call the point. It's not the point guard, it's the point area, because everybody's going to be there. The far spot over there, we call the isolated wing. That's the number 2 spot. The wing nearest the camera right now is the triangle wing, because that wing is on the triangle side of the floor. The person in the corner is the corner. So I might possibly refer to it as corner guard, but that's the corner player. And then the post is in that mid-post area right there. All right, so we're going to walk through these cuts. So here's what we're going to do. Ben, I want you to throw the ball up to the point, and I want you to go halfway towards Sandra right there and stop. All right, now at this position right here, what's going to happen is our point area up there is going to look for our post player. There's a possibility right there. That's the reason that this triangle side wing creeps into this area, because he doesn't want to congest that area in case we think we've got a dump down pass into our post. But if that doesn't happen, we're going to throw the isolated wing. Should be number 2 over there. Now, 3 things happen on this pass. The point is going to come to this wing right after the pass. The 3, or the triangle wing, that's you, is going to go high or low on either side of Sandra and head toward just above the block on the other side. Make a cut so it's just above the block on the other side, above it, right there. Stop there for a second. All right, and on that pass, our corner is going to go into the block on this side. So the corner is going to go right into there. So 3 things happened on that pass. The point came away, the 3 made the cut right there, and the 4 came into the block area right there. Now, here's what happens from here timing-wise. Of course, we would look for 3 as a possibility, but if not, as 3 hits the edge of the opposite lane over there, that is the clue for number 4, the corner, to cut diagonally across the lane into the mid-post area. Stop right there, Randall. And at the same time, Ben, you're just going to continue on to the short corner on the baseline. Go into the short corner area for the momentary pause right there. All right, Randall, you're going to go, you'll be right opposite Sandra, but over there in those 2 lane spaces right there. Yeah, right down there. Okay. And then when he hits that line, the 5, or our post that was on this side, is going to run up to the 1 spot. All right. And so you can see, hold the ball right now for Brooke, but you can see right now we've established a triangle on the other side. The 3 that was here at this wing cut through, and a mathematical progression has become the 4 in that corner. The 2
over here, the player with the basketball right now is the 2, but by virtue of the 4 coming over there, or 3 come over and becoming a 4, and our other player coming over and creating a post, we've got a triangle. So number 2 just became number 3, the triangle side wing. 1, as you know, came over this wing, becomes the 2, and the 5 came out and becomes the 1. Go ahead and reverse the ball. Go halfway, Brooke, and stop. Yeah, just stop right there, okay? So, again, Sandra, you're going to be looking in for Randall. That's the first thing you'd look for. But if not, you're going to relay the ball over here. Now stop right there. 3 things happen. Sandra, you're going to go away. The 1 is going to go away to the opposite wing. At the same time, Brooke, you're going to high or low and come above the block on this side. Stop right there. The third thing, actually go back into the middle of the paint for right now. Go back into the middle of the paint, Brooke. Back up into the middle of the paint and stop right there. Okay, so again on that pass, the other thing happens is our number 4, Ben, comes to the block on his side right there. So those 3 things happen at the same time. Now, when Brooke exits to the short corner right there, okay, that's when our 4-man flashes to the mid-post area. So his cue is she touches the edge of that lane, and he's going to come right in that area. Now, Brooke will hold in that short corner for just a split second, nothing there. She'll empty on out to the 3-point line in the corner. All right, so we got now we got a 4 in a corner over here. That was a 3 on the other side. The low post on our ball side right here it has become the 5. And again, Randall, you were the 5, and as he hits that edge of the lane, you're coming up to the top of the circle. Okay, Sandra, just a little lower for me down there. Yeah, that's good right there. Once again, we're in our positions, and we've got a 3 with the ball, 4 in the corner, 5 in the low post, 1 is at the top, 2 at the far side. Go ahead and reverse the ball and go part way, Emily, and stop. Okay, again, she goes part way. She's kind of creeping into that area to see whether or not our point has a pass to the post player in there. If not, we send the ball on to the far wing. Now, Emily, you choose to go high or low off of that and cut to above the block. Cut to above the block, Emily. Emily, above the block. Above the block. Thank you. Stop right there for a second. All right. So the second thing that happened on that pass is the point comes away to this wing. Comes away to here, Randall. Okay. And Brooke, on that pass, you go to the block. Okay. Now, stop right there. Now, when Emily hit the paint on the far side, okay, when she hits that, now, Brooke, you're going to flash to the mid post. Emily, you're exiting onto the short corner. All right, go right into in those lane spaces right there, Brooke. Go on across. No, straight on across, and yep, right there. And here comes Ben, who was in the post spots, coming up to the 1 spot. All right, so now, yeah, and Emily, if you don't get a short corner pass right away, you empty out into the corner. All right, so the pass comes here. Pass comes here. Let's start to walk with it. Ben goes away. Sandra cuts. Emily comes to the block. Don't get it. Go short corner, Sandra. Now, as she hits that line, Emily, you're a little late, but if she hit the edge of the lane, you'd come to there, and Brooke is going to come out top right there. Let's throw the ball to Brooke. Okay, she looks inside for Emily for just a second. Randall, you're creeping. Okay, now make the pass over to the 2. Cut either side, Randall, to above the block on their side. Sandra, you come to the block on your side, right into there. Brooke, you're coming away to this wing, and when Sandra hits right there, Emily, you're coming up top right there. Throw that pass, looks inside, throw. Here we go. 3 people are moving. Randall, come to the block. Okay, come to the block. She hits there. Now come on out. Stop short corner, Ben, right there. A little higher, Randall, though. Be mid-post, right there. Emily, go on. You go to the far side right there. Again, these guys have never seen this before. All right, now we make the pass. Go ahead. You'd be creeping, Brooke, on that first pass. All right, now you're cutting, Brooke. You're cutting, Ben. Okay, that's it, good. And Sandra, you're cutting away to their side. Here comes Randall to the high post area. So we don't have our timing down quite yet, so let's just talk about it again. Because again, all of you are playing all 5 positions. So here's what happens. Let's go through it again. We looked inside, nothing. Here comes the first pass, the pass over to here. Now, Emily had crept in, so she's going to start her cut and stop. At the same time she starts her cut, the 4 starts her cut to the block. Okay, so come on in, and stop at the block. Now, Emily hits far side of the lane, stop. That is Brooke's trigger to come on across to the mid-post area, and you would continue on and stop momentarily, short corner, okay? And let me just show you something real quick, and Ben, you're out. Let me just show you something real quick. Emily, you're in the short corner, and let's just, for the heck of it right now, hit Emily, and she would have seen Brooke coming across that middle and be able to hit her for a shot opportunity right there. All right, ball back to the wing, and ball back to the wing right there, okay? So again, here we go. Pass goes out front, look in the middle. All right, now we're starting to creep into those areas. Goes away, good, that's it, we're coming up top. All right, now stop. Again, Emily, your timing is that when that cutter, and it'll take a while to learn, this is okay. Your timing is that when that cutter hits the far lane, that's your turn to flash up into that mid post. All right, the ball comes to here, creep in, Randall, now relay it, okay? Relay, cut high or low, Randall, good. And on that same thing, Sandra's coming. No, Sandra, stay back. You're getting ahead of me. Getting ahead of me, back up. Randall, go on back. You're the cutter, right? Go on back on the other side of Emily for a second, Randall. Go on the other side of Emily for me right now. So Randall, all right, give the ball back to Brooke, in fact. Okay, so Randall pass, crept in toward Emily. Pass comes here, now stop. We're just going to walk, don't go fast. Three things happen right now. Brooke goes away, so go ahead, Brooke. At the same time, Sandra, you're coming to the block, and at the same time, Randall, you're going to cut high or low over Emily to above the block. Randall, high or low right now, over or under Emily to above the block on this side. And boom, he hits right there. Now, as he hits, you're not going to stop there. You're going to go right on the short corner, but as he hit there, that was your cue, Sandra, to come to mid-post. And when she hits that line, Emily, that's your cue to come up top. All right, so we make the pass. Ben creeps. Here we go. Pass goes away. Ball. We're going into, let's see, what did we do? Nah, let's back it up. Let's back it up. You guys, let me talk you through it, guys. So again, this is good for you coaches to see this because there are going to be some hiccups along the way, but they will figure it out here pretty soon. Throw the ball back to Ben. All right, so the ball goes to Ben. We creep, stop, and Emily is looking down. No, stay back this way, Ben, for right now. Good, right there. Emily's looking to throw a pass down, not there. Relays the ball, stop. Three things happen. Number one, Ben now chooses, and they happen all at the same time. Ben chooses to go high or low to go over, cross as a shuffle cutter. Emily goes away, and on that pass, Randall, you're to get to that part right there. Ben, let me back you up again. Stop right there. Okay, now Randall, here's the deal. As Ben touches that other line, that's your cue to come across. Okay, so here he is. He touches, your cue to go across. Okay, Ben exits, keeps on going, doesn't stop there. Stops short corner. And when Randall hits the other line, that's Sandra's opportunity to come up here. So, Brooke, you're going to creep. We're going to relay the ball. Three things happen. Sandra goes away. Ben comes to the block. Okay, good right there. Now, Randall, you're coming up high. And Ben, I need you mid-post right there. Okay, it's creeping. Go ahead, pass the ball. Here it is. Come in, Brooke. All right, we hit. Randall's coming away. We're starting to slowly get the feel for this thing. All right, here we come, Emily, to the block. And here comes high or low, Sandra. High or low, Sandra, either way. And she touches that. Here comes Emily. She touches. There goes Brooke. They're starting to get a feel for it now. All right, so here comes Cutter. Go to the block. Sandra, now you cut. Emily comes up top. Yeah, we're starting to get a feel for it. Here we go. Cutting high or low. Randall to the block. He hits. You come across. Reverse the ball. Creep. Here it is. And he hits that spot. Randall, you're coming up. That's good. Relay the ball. Coming across. Hits that shot. Here comes Brooke. Here comes Ben. Good. Relay the ball. Here we go. We're starting to get a feel for that right now. Good. Excellent. Keep it moving. Right like that. You're starting to get a feel for that. Good. Exit right out of there. Boom. That's it. Now let me stop for just a second. Now, you guys that are coming out and going to the short corner, if you don't get it right away, continue on to the three-point line because at any time we can come into the triangle side options. We're not doing that tonight, but you can do that. So Randall, right now you'd be outside the lane. Now, and again, the reason we do this is the defense starts shifting back and forth. And they start anticipating that you're going to go to their side of the floor. So in this case, if Emily made a hard pass fake to the isolated wing over there and then returned it to the corner, Okay? We might catch, now go ahead and look at our post, we might catch a defense out of position for an opportunity to score right there. So that's why you're out wide in that position. You go to short corner, guys. You don't get it right away, come on outside the three-point line. All right, Emily, go ahead and relay the ball. Here we go, cut high or low. All right, Randall goes to the block. Now he cuts up to the mid-post. That's it, good. Here comes Sandra out. Relay the ball. Relay the ball, high or low. Here comes Ben. Now, good. That's it. Now we're starting to get a feel for it right there. Good, that's it. Hits that line. Here comes Ben up top, swinging the ball. Sandra cuts. Here comes Emily. Now we're looking at the high post. Swing the ball. Running through. Hit that line. And stop for just a second. Stay right there, though, Ben. That's good. And Randall, you got to stay back, okay? Because if she fakes, she may want to come back and throw to you in the corner, so you need to be there. But the instant the ball is airborne to this isolated guard, Randall, you got to run fast to the block. Because as Ben touches the far side of the lane, you've got to be there because that's when you've got to come across the mid-post. Okay, all right, so here comes the pass across. We've got a shuffle cut, followed by a flash cut. Here comes the post coming up in high, reverse the ball. That's it, we're going there. One cut, two cut, here comes the third cut, reverse the ball. We're starting to get a feel for it right now. Good, that's it. Come on, three-point line, Emily. Good, that's it. Reverse the ball. That's it. Get to the block, Emily, quickly. And now punch, Emily. Good, right into there. Here we go. Ball comes out. Get to the ball. Get to the block, Sandra, quickly. Okay, Sandra's late right there. That's okay. We're learning this. Here we go. Run to the block now. Yeah, good. Flash across. Good. Reverse the ball. Here it comes again. Good. Yeah, we're starting to get our rotations down now. Let's start to move the ball just a teeny bit faster. Come away to this wing right over here. Move the ball just a little bit faster now. Go ahead and relay a little bit faster. Good. Look, look, look. Swinging the ball. Reversing the ball. Starting to pick this up. So for a group that 5 minutes ago didn't know how to run this offense, they've begun to pick up what we're doing pretty well. Keep moving the ball quickly. Good. That's it. Well done. And stop. All right, well done. That's good, guys. That's exactly what I was.
Well, I hope you found this video to be helpful, especially those of you who have undersized teams or undersized players, and maybe you don't have a true post, or maybe you only have one true post. I want to mention this, that earlier in the video we showed you those 6 rotations of the offense. Those 6 rotations actually were a continuation of the floor demonstration that you just got done watching. So if you want to go back to earlier in the video and take a look at that again to see the finished product, I thought it was interesting how much the kids improved and how really quickly, in about 5 minutes period of time, they picked up the basic movements. Once again, if there's anything that we can do to help you as coaches, my email address will be posted here on the video, and welcome your questions and comments. And until the next time, this is Doug Schakel signing off.